Shalom, and welcome to another installment of GMS in Transit, where we prophesy on the road. We're going to continue the last installment that we went over. We stopped at, we finished Romans, the second chapter. We're going to start at Romans, the third chapter, starting from the first verse.
Romans chapter 3, verse 1. What advantage then hath the Jew? Or what profit is there of circumcision? Much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of the Most High. For what
that's talking about Israel in the beginning. And when the tribes were scattered, you had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi that stayed in the Middle East, in the land of Jerusalem, in the land of Israel, and they kept the laws of their forefathers because they were in that same land. The only difference was they were under the authority of the Roman Empire.
All right, it says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?
And that's why I don't give a damn about our people that don't believe this, because they're going to get jacked up any damn way.
Con.
Like I've been saying for the longest, the Lord is only dealing with the elect, the chosen elect.
The Most High forbid. Yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. But if our unrighteousness commend the righteousness of the Most High, what shall we say? Is the Most High unrighteous, who taketh vengeance? I speak as a man. The Most High forbid. For then how shall the Most High judge the world? For if the truth of the Most High hath more abounded through my lie unto his glory, why yet am I also judged as a sinner? And not rather as we be slanderously reported, and as some affirm that we say, let us do evil that good may come, whose damnation is just. What then? Are we better than they? No, in no wise. For we have before proved, both Jews and Gentiles, that they are all under sin.
Yeah, that Gentiles part, that's talking about the Israelite foreigners. That Gentiles part.
It says, as it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. There is none that understandeth, there is none that seeketh after the Most High. They are all gone out of the way, they are together become unprofitable. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Their throat is an open sepulchre, with their tongues they have used deceit. The poison of asps is under their lips, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction and misery are in their ways.
Yeah, he's talking about Israel. That happened back then, and it's happening now. You go to places like Trenton, New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, out there in certain parts of L.A., in Chicago. Jake just killing Jake left and right, man. Because they have that they're wicked.
Yeah, like it says, their throat is an open sepulchre. All kind of madness come out of the mouths of these niggas. That's really what they are, niggas. All kind of madness come out. Muslim, Baptist, you name it, 5%er.
And the way of peace have they not known. There is no fear of the Most High before their eyes. Now we know that what things soever the law saith, it saith to them who are under the law, that every mouth may be stopped, and all the world may become guilty before the Most High. Therefore by the deeds of the law there shall no flesh be justified in his sight, for by the law is the knowledge of sin. And the law is still in effect to this day. But now the righteousness of the Most High without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets.
Yeah, Paul was talking about Yahweh Shai. you know. And then when you go, in the book of Luke, when Yahushua was explaining the scriptures to those disciples on their way back to Jerusalem, they give you a bunch of precepts, and all those precepts are dealing with Yahushua in scripture.
It says, even the righteousness of the Most High, which is by faith of Yahushua unto all and upon all them that believe, for there is no difference. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High, being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in Yahushua, whom the Most High has set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood, to declare his righteousness for the remission of sins that are past, through the forbearance of the Most High. To declare, I say, at this time his righteousness, that he might be just, and the justifier of him which believeth in Yahushua. Where is boasting then? It is excluded. By what law? Of works? Nay, but by the law of faith. Therefore we conclude that a man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law. Is he the power of the Jews only? Is he not also of the Gentiles? Yea, of the Gentiles also, which those are the Israelite foreigners. Seeing it is one power which shall justify the circumcision by faith and uncircumcision through faith. Do we then make void the law through faith? The Most High forbid. Yea, we establish the law. Romans chapter 4 verse 1. Yeah, because people will read that and they'll get confused because they'll think that that's saying that the law is done away with. But within the same breath that Paul mentioned all them things, he also said that we established the law.
Yeah, and the Lord himself, which we know his name is Yahushua, he kept the law. You know, so if you want a supreme example, you have one in Yahushua. He kept the law. So there's no excuse.
What shall we, Romans chapter 4 verse 1. What shall we say then? That Abraham our father, as pertaining to the flesh, hath found. For if Abraham were justified by works, he hath whereof to glory, but not before the Most High. For what saith the Scripture? Abraham believed the Most High, and it was counted unto him for righteousness. Now to him that worketh is the reward not reckoned of grace, but of debt. But to him that worketh not, but believeth on him that justifieth the ungodly, his faith is counted for righteousness. Even as David also describeth the blessedness of the man unto whom the Most High imputeth righteousness without works, saying, Blessed are they whose iniquities are forgiven and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord will not impute sin. Cometh this blessedness then upon the circumcision only, or upon the uncircumcision also? For we say that faith was reckoned to Abraham for righteousness. How was it then reckoned? When he was in circumcision or in uncircumcision? Not in circumcision, but in uncircumcision. And he received the sign of circumcision, a seal of the righteousness of the faith which he had, yet being uncircumcised, that he might be the father of all them that believe, though they be not circumcised, that righteousness might be imputed unto them also. Right, because it was understood, or I mean, in the future, you were going to have certain Israelites that were going to become unclean, uncircumcised. They were going to act like the heathens. So those were the works that Abraham did was set forth in him being uncircumcised to represent those Israelites that were in that state or that mind frame. Which later the Lord would come back and use certain men like Paul and other men to wake them up and bring them back to their nationality and basically clean them up. It says, and the father of circumcision to them who are not of the circumcision only, but who also walk in the steps of that faith of our father Abraham, which he had, being yet uncircumcised. For the promise, and that's why Peter said that the things that Paul wrote, some things are hard to be understood. Why? Because the way that it is written, if you don't have the Spirit of the Lord working with you, then you're not going to really fully understand what Paul was saying.
Yeah, it's like it sounds like it's contradictory, but it really isn't. You know, if one, like the brother said, if you have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it's easy to understand.
That's right. For the promise that he should be the heir of the world was not to Abraham or to his seed through the law, but through the righteousness of faith. For if they which are of the law be heirs, faith is made void, and the promise made of none effect. Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression. Therefore it is of faith, that it might be by grace, to the end the promise might be sure to all the seed, not to that only which is of the law, but to that also which is of the faith of Abraham, who is the father of us all. As it is written, I have made thee a father of many nations, before him whom he believed, even the Most High, who quickeneth the dead, and calleth those things which be not as though they were.
Yeah, that father of many nations is also refers to the nation of Israel, because even the tribes are considered nations. All right, that's in certain parts of Genesis where it referred to Ephraim or Joseph as having many nations.
I believe in Isaiah it says in the 60th chapter, it says a small one shall become a nation. So
right, and that's one man. So
yeah,
that's what it means by many nations.
I got a quick precept. This is Genesis 35:9. And the Most High appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padanaram, and blessed him. And the Most High said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. And the Most High said unto him, I am the